So, we just spoken a little bit about Unreal. I've explained to you guys something about how it works, what is good to know, what you shouldn't leave out, some tips about being always posted on the Unreal official websites, even if you're not dealing with it at the present time. And I pretend to use this very same approach on Blender. So I'm going to explain to you guys why I've chosen Blender, why this is the software with the best modeling tools in the marketing in my point of view. So let's get started. I will just type Blender on the Opera browser search, and as you can see, we can find in the first link here, blender.org. Click it, it will show a new page. Okay, that is the Blender website, and as you can see, there is the donate button if you wish to become a supporter, the direct download page, and some info about it. Above everything else, Blender is an open source software. And what does it mean? Well, everyone with a little bit of skill to share are able to participate in the program development itself. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys one of the main reasons why I work with Blender instead of another software such as Maya, such as Cinema 4D, and many others. In my opinion, it's the most common software in the industry just because it was the first one. And most of the companies out there just don't want to spend more money to retrain their personnel with a new software that can do almost everything that Blender can, even if it's a little bit harder. And here is another reason why I chose Blender instead of another 3D software. Man, look at this. $2,145 a year. Maya, $1.5K per year. 3ds Max 2, $13,045. Dude, you have to basically pay $1,500 per year to have access to a software that does basically the same as the free one, without charging a single penny, in my opinion, better than he does. Some people are realizing the Blender imminent success also. Epic Games just gave a donation of over $1 million to the Blender Foundation to further development. It not might be as great as the Autodesk Maya annual revenue, for obvious reasons, but hey, the amount's still pretty high. So, when a great software that was receiving absolutely nothing besides donations to survive receives that kind of money from a huge company, man, that's gotta be something in there, you know? Let's get back to the Blender website. What does Blender work as? Well, it does work as a 3D modeler, as a renderer, as sculpt software, VFX, animation, rigging, and 2D animation too. In this 2.8 latest version, they made a huge update with the Grace Pencil, allowing people from the 2D era work in a better way over there as well. Pipeline, video editing. It's basically a do-all sort of program that has a little bit of everything. It isn't great as a dedicated software for a specific task such as Cascadeur for animation and Adobe Premiere for video editing, but it works really well, and it's developing way further by the day. Another thing that might be good for you are add-ons. They are basically complements that another person or company creates to level up the experience inside the software. Being an open source program, basically anyone can make a script and make the engine do what he wants. There is some websites that are great for this kind of add-ons features. Are these tiny little things that make your life a lot easier, and even some of them might be free. Take a look, okay? Even if it's not free, I can assure you by all means it's a fair price and a low one. If you take a quick look at the prices, they might go from $1 to $50 at the very max. It's a very good price for what you are going to get. Okay, getting back to the Blender website page. Click on the download button and then choose to download Blender 2.80. If you want the Blender 2.79, there is a looking for Blender 2.79 button here. It will show up a new screen. The 2.79b were the latest released version of the software before this massive update of 2.80. If you click on this link, you will go to a page that will show all the updates that they just made in the Blender to the very beginning. I suggest you to choose the latest version, the top one. If you are going to mess with the 79 version, that's definitely the best one. For the sake of this tutorial, we are going to work with the 2.8 version and so on. I think this massive update will help a lot of people in the same way that helped me. You may click in any version you like, Windows 32 or 64-bit, Mac or Linux. It will show two versions, a .x and a .r. The .r version is a portable one, so basically you can put it to a pen drive and carry anywhere you want. So we are going to download it now and we are just going to wait. As you can see, it's pretty light, over 100 megabytes. Now I'm going to show you guys some of the websites and sources that are pretty interesting to look up for the help and interact with the community itself. Besides Blender Nation, you may also check for Blender Guru. Here you can see their content. It's basically a website that shows the latest stuff about Blender. There's some cool add-ons that may help your pipeline to become fast and better. Many of the stuff that they show are free, so that's good, right? Bending bones, insert faces, how do you open a 2.79 project in the newest version, among other things. The Blender Guru website is not being updated for quite a while now, even though it's being quite resourceful. So I recommend you to check out the YouTube instead, okay? The place is being updated quite often and even more now with some 0.80 features and explanations. Here you can see stuff like reducing render times, why 2.80 is better, Lightning Master Course, well, how to create simple scenes and many other things. Other cool guy I think you should follow is another one called Rayman, also on YouTube. Oops, I meant Jayman, sorry. So, his videos is a bit more technical than Guru ones, but it shows some pretty cool stuff, like one of his free add-ons to import Blender to Unreal Engine and vice versa. Basically just install and you're done. There's a lot of things here, rigging, sculpting, modeling, etc. Another place for you to look into is the 4chan. Even though it's not so popular as the ones I just showed you, it's a way to get access in what the community is doing at the time. Reddit also another great community with great content. The same way that Unreal got one, here's people often shares their work with some tips, upcoming stuff and more. What I'm showing here is some of the websites that some people might not be aware of. There is another popular website such as Polycount, but I won't talk too long about them because I don't think that's gonna serve the purpose in the video, okay? So, if you want to discuss it, please tell a comment or ask me by Facebook or any other social media, and I will be gladly answering all your questions. So that's it. We downloaded both Unreal and Blender, and now we are going to start to work with them in the next videos. I hope to see you guys soon.